This is DWAN 1206 AM, a member of the kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
Ang susunod na programa ay rated PG. Patnubay at gabay ng magulang ay kailangan sa mga batang manonood.
Sama-sama tayong matakam at matuto. Pinoy Flavors with Chef Jayson, where flavor meets heritage.
Yummy!
Magandang hapon po mga ka-flavors. Nandito na naman tayo sa isang episode ng Pinoy Flavors with Chef Jayson, and we're doing an episode we've never done before. One, we have two guests dito sa studio tonight. And second, we have two perspectives about a very, very important topic, which is food dignity. Today, I'm joined by two of my good friends. The first one, wow, parang beauty contest. The first one is my good friend from James and Daughters, one of the chefs that has generously opened his restaurant for my first pop-up at Trainings. We have Chef Jonas Nang. Hello,
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes. And for today's episode, mag-i-English na po ako. We will explore how food connects us all through dignity and stories. Our special guest for today is a friend that I've met in North Dakota during a professional fellowship that I did with the U.S. Department of State, and he's here in the Philippines, first timer in Asia, but only for 5 days. So we want to talk about the things that matter about food systems, and about our stakeholders. I'm very honored to have the co-owner of the Toasted Frog in Grand Forks, North Dakota, restaurateur and one community organizer, Jonathan Hall. So meron tayong John, Jonas, Jason.
I'm honored to be here. Thank you for having me.
Hi friends. Thank you for agreeing to do what can be possibly a chaotic discussion about food, no? But today, mga ka-flavors, I will play the very crucial role of interpreter. So, Jonas will answer the first question first, which is
In Chinese.
in Chinese. Can you tell us, John and Jonas, like a core memory with food that has helped shape the way you interact with food systems, possibly your restaurants? Mauna ka na, Jonas, para makapag-English ka mamaya.
Where do I begin?
Okay.
There's a lot of food memories, and at the end of the day, it's all these food memories that make me who I am as a food person, right? Mm-hmm. And my mom was a chef of both clans, and she would make sure to cook 3 meals a day for the whole clan from scratch, no preservatives, and we weren't really, affluent, so we had to make do with a lot of practical solutions.
Yeah.
And she was amazing at it. And she taught me how to be practical about food, and she taught me how to be adventurous. Like the first time she allowed me to enter her kitchen, she was showing me that she was cooking some scrambled eggs. And she had me taste it, and then she started laughing. After, do you like it? I go, this doesn't taste like eggs. Yeah, that's brain. But that opened me up. I was like, yo, this is different. And it pays to be adventurous, and pays to trust people who know what they're doing and who respect the food and respect the people eating it. And they want you to experience something more than what something that you're not used to. It literally opened me up to everything.
Ginanyan din ako ng nanay ko when I was a kid, pero it was more of walang budget. I was telling Jonas, my mom also cooked the same way of cooking, switching ingredients, making sure that we finish all stocks first before we open a new one. And for Jonas, it opened up a new world. For me, I just knew that we were poor. But as part of the discussion later, poverty also affects your interaction with food.
Mm.
But before we go to the more serious part,
Yeah.
John, please share to us like a
Yeah.
memory.
I similarly, I have a lot of memories from my youth, but I come from a family of farmers. My father was a farmer. Both my grandfathers were farmers, my uncles. So I think some of my early memories of visiting my grandparents on their farms, and a couple things that come from that. First of all, seeing how hard they worked and to perfect what was coming out of the ground, and how much that mattered to them. I think that has stuck with me in terms of how I view food today. But I think also seeing sort of the daily process, and as you spend your day farming, seeing the importance of meals to the people that are working that day, and what that would do for them to come in for a hot meal for maybe 10 minutes before they were back in the field. So I think I saw a couple different perspectives of how hard it was to really to perfect something that was coming out of the ground, or at least try to perfect it. But also just food as fuel and nourishment, and what that could do for a person as they went about their day.
Yes. Care to comment? De joke lang. Alam niyo mga ka-flavors, pagdating ni John dito sa Pilipinas, yung first Filipino meal that I introduced to him was the pancit batil patong.
Oh,
I mean, like, I'm
that's
pretty
so
sure
Filipino. That's so Filipino.
Yes. But also, I'm pretty sure he had pancit in Grand Forks. I mean, I've had amazing Filipino food in Grand Forks also with the Filipino community there. But I think pancit batil patong is one of the dishes that actually represent a cuisine, our cuisine in general, Filipino cuisine in general, and Ilocano cuisine in particular, because our food, our region's food, is farmers' food. So I relate to what you said earlier. And farmers' food, it has to be nourishing, but also has to be cheap and can be done like large scale, so that everyone can eat the same
So
amount.
he's right. It's fuel.
Yeah.
It's fuel, and it's nourishment and it's fuel at the same time.
Yeah. We weren't able to finish the pancit batil patong.
It was not.
No, but it's funny because we come from a line of farmers too.
Yeah.
But from China, because 90% of people who have Chinese ethnicity here are from this specific farming province in China, and all our traditional meals, we're not like most people think the Chinese food is like the Cantonese food, is the dim sum, is the fancy stuff. Like, we're farmer folk. Like, our traditional food is steamed vegetables, congee, tofu. It's farmer food. It's not palatial food like what you guys see on wherever. So that's what we're good at, and we never even knew how to use MSG. That was something that's not in our vocabulary at all.
Yeah.
That's for a different part of China altogether.
But when we say farmer food, I mean, like, I'm just noticing a conscious effort to differentiate what farmer food is from what grand food is like. So parang what I want to ask is it in both cultures, it feels like farmer food is simple, but they're the ones feeding, let's say, the state, the nation. But I've never actually been in a discussion where farmer food is bountiful. The farming communities have the best of their produce. They're the ones who fill their stomachs first before, let's say, members of the community. Is that the same with North Dakota, or are farmers regarded like a little, more highly in comparison to, let's say, other societies?
Yeah, I think in North Dakota, farmers are very highly regarded. It's such a large portion of our economy. I mean, you don't have many discussions in North Dakota when you're talking about the economy without agriculture being a part of that discussion. And because of that, I think we've seen many farmers that get elected to office and lead community discussions and things like that, because they're just such an integral part of. So I think they're held in high regard for sure in North Dakota. So I think bountiful is a great word.
Yeah.
I think we do use words like that for sure. in North Dakota,
Yeah. Well, I do see what I do see your point. It's because, like, especially when you spend time with these food producers, of course, being practical, and a lot of them can be characterized as practical. They'd rather sell the goods
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah.
like if you had, if you can turn it into something, might as well turn it into something. Like I know I was working with some lobster farmers in Surigao. They're from
Wow.
Surigao, and they were like,
Lobsters.
why would we sell to you Manileños? You guys ask for discounts, you guys ask for payment terms, you guys reject, and you guys order in small quantities. We can sell, we don't even have to eat. We can have lobster any day. We're
Yeah.
so sick of it. But we can turn it in, we sell to China, Singapore, Hong Kong. We get paid in US dollars in advance. And at peak season, it's ridiculous. So they have their own way of, because they might not necessarily see having their produce as luxurious, bountiful, and celebratory. They might see it as more of currency
Okay.
Yeah.
from a practical, from a practical standpoint, because
Yeah.
that's what you do.
Yeah.
And I would add that I think that they, in many cases, particularly I know where I'm from, have to view it that way simply because it's also a risky profession in the
Yeah.
sense that at any one bad month
Yeah.
wipes out a crop,
Yeah.
and so it's
In the Philippines, like one bad month can actually leave families hungry. Like, especially when typhoons hit and let's say rice crops can't be harvested on schedule. You have vegetables from the highlands not reaching the markets here in Metro Manila. So you have a lot of produce just rotting by the roads.
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I just want to zoom in to what John said, that farmers are highly regarded. I think that's the main difference between our communities.
Yeah.
I mean, we regard our farmers in theory here, but in practice, our farmers are,
Sure.
well, according to data, the members of the agricultural sector are the most vulnerable sectors in the Philippines. So you have your food producers going to be the most hungry compared to other people, having products that can't reach, let's say, Manila or the market. And I think that affects, in general, our conception of what good food is. High prices for, oh my God, like I went to a grocery and one broccoli is around 280.
We're one of the most
Yeah.
expensive, especially Manila. I'm not sure
Yeah.
about the other outside, but we're one of the most expensive cities to eat in Asia in terms of cost. Inefficient,
Why do you think that is?
extremely inefficient supply chain.
Okay.
That has it's. How much time do you have? How much time do you have?
We have a lot. Okay, go.
No, but it will take a while to make changes. It has to start from collaboration, working together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has to start from people actually finding out, because we can talk as much as we can talk about anything, but actually spending time with them, being there, experiencing their pain points, that gives you a better perspective.
Yeah.
And you as somebody who has a platform, has a voice, who can articulate these things the way they can,
Yes.
that alliance with you, that collaboration with you becomes something more than the sum of its parts, right? So it has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think you're on the right track.
Okay. Mga ka-flavors, for context, so nung nagpunta po ako sa North Dakota, you'll just have to do context clues.
Okay.
Nung nagpunta po ako sa North Dakota, I studied the food equity systems of the state. I went to the University of North Dakota, and even inside the university, they had food banks, they had community gardens, na kung saan, kung gutom yung estudyante, pwede siyang kumuha ng pagkain to make sure na maitawid niya yun. Kapag may gutom sa community, the garden is open for everyone. And small things like that, especially from an agricultural state like North Dakota, made me also think, what are parts of their very successful food equity systems that we can also mirror and copy here in the Philippines? So, in the past 2 years, very evidently in the last year, we've organized a volunteer group called Tuloy PH. Tuloy is the Filipino word for welcome, to come in, to sit with us, to eat with us. It also means to continue. So it's, in that volunteer group is that double invitation to be with us but also to continue with us. So, ang ginawa natin mga ka-flavors ay pag may bagyo, nagsasara po yung restaurant natin, si Trainings Kitchen Stories, and then we become a volunteer kitchen and we coordinate with local government units for data so that we can bring dignified meals to evacuees. And to me, batawag dito, yung process na yon ay natutunan ko because of a state like North Dakota that I was in during that time. Dinala ko po si John sa Marikina where the restaurant is in at pinakita ko yung Marikina River, which is our warning bell kapag may bagyo na. And North Dakota also faced a similar, what do you call this?
Act of God.
Act of God.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about it, like the
Sure.
LOD and how we can connect it to, say, like the dignity of people eating food in times of crisis?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So Grand Forks, quite famously in the States, in 1997 was overtaken by a flood. The entire city was preparing for it, thought that we were ready for it. We're not ready for it. And the entire city, 60,000 people, was evacuated overnight.
Wow.
And said, you got to leave town because our flood protection is going to break. So we had homes, business districts gone. In the midst of that, there were fires that were burning down buildings, sitting in water. So there's iconic pictures. But at that time, there was a rebuilding process too. There was also a number of people that stayed back. I remember my parents leaving. I was a senior in high school and telling my parents, me and some of my friends were going to stay back and sandbag and try to save some homes. And that shaped some early memories of me because there were people that were on the ground that were trying to save what was left of a community. And didn't know where we were going to get our next meal. You just didn't know where.
Yeah.
And when you're working 24 hours a day around the clock, doing manual labor to try to repair things, food becomes really, really important.
Yeah.
So, I was mentioning to you guys earlier, just like I remember being, going 24 hours without food and seeing 4 blocks away, seeing the Red Cross truck and being like, okay, it's coming. We're going to get a styrofoam box with something in it.
Yeah.
But that's going to power us through for the next 12 hours.
It's a hot meal.
It's a hot meal, right? And it showed, it also just showed signs of community for the first time of like, okay, I'm not just here to fend for myself, that there's a recognition that there are other people that are going to do things for me while I'm trying to do things for other people. So, again, like I was 17, 18 years old at the time. And I think about now how that shaped how I view,
Jonas
these
was
things.
27 then. No, just kidding.
Yeah. but it also, it impacted, I think, how we reacted as a restaurant during the pandemic. And,
Oh, yes.
Yes. Because we had those core memories of sort of the whole notion of competitiveness between restaurants was gone, right? What are we going to do to feed our first responders and to feed people that had to stay working during the pandemic? So, yeah, it was, again, early memories for me of just the importance of that fuel for the body, but also good fuel, right? And what difference
Dignified fuel.
Yeah, and just the importance of that. I think it shaped a lot of, like I said, how we reacted and how we acted in the pandemic.
That sort of became like an inflection point. That whole 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Like when all of a sudden you realized you didn't need that much. You learned to let go of a lot of things, projects, people that didn't serve you anymore. And then you learned we may not be all in the same boat. We're in the same storm anyway. Might as well just help each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it brought a lot of people together. And the thing with food has a way of literally bringing people together because everybody has to eat. And
Yeah.
when you share a
Yes.
meal with somebody, that's something.
Yeah.
And especially as professionals, when you've fed somebody, you're forever connected to them. You've
Yeah.
fed them already. You're part of the reason this person's alive. So there is a connection that is built through that. There's community in
Yes.
in the whole concept of food.
I've never seen what we do that way, but like, I like it. No, I mean,
I see a lot of things.
di ba? No, si Chef Jonas, nung huli pong bagyo, kasama ko pong maghalo ng kawa by, I mean, we were doing meals by the thousand every day. And I'd say that that's also the first time that I've seen like fellow chefs come together without ego. Just give me like a knife so I can prep with everyone else. You don't
Yeah.
have to give me the air-conditioned room. I'll cook whatever you want or need me to cook for our volunteers or for our evacuees. And I think that also helps the community own a reshaped version of food dignity or like feeding. It's making sure that care can be made into system
Yeah.
instead of just like feeling it alongside with everyone else. But at the same time, it also shows you the hardships of being in the industry and working with limitations in general. What can you say, Jonas?
I pray to Saint MacGyver. Kids these days don't get it.
Okay, sige. Let's lighten the question. Like, si John is here for 3 more days, I think. 3 more days. He said,
Please don't bring him to Potato Corner.
okay, so the views of the guest do not reflect that.
No, he'd be like, potatoes?
Oh,
No, I love it. I'm a big fan of Joe Mag. He's
yeah.
big fan.
The son of a potato farmer, I've had potatoes basically
Oh, yes.
every
Oh,
meal
yes.
for my entire
But you
life.
guys do russets, right?
Yeah,
Or,
we do.
Are
Yeah.
there other varieties? You guys
There's all sorts of varieties, but specifically where I'm from, Red River Valley, the Red River Valley, red potatoes is what we're known for. Yeah.
Dude,
Now I
ginamit kong pangkaldereta. Pulang patatas nung nandun.
Nice. Oh, and our Benguet friends have been able to.
Yes.
They got some. They were able to do red potatoes, purple potatoes.
Yeah.
I think the purple potatoes
Yeah.
are from Nova Scotia. And they're just trying different things.
Yes.
Sure.
And they're sending it out to chefs to try, and we'll see.
When I had red potatoes, I was like, "Oh, this is Grand Forks." When
Yeah.
I got the package from them, but like, but even the stuff that we receive, I think we're a bit privileged compared to other.
Oh, for sure.
Di ba?
For sure. It's amazing how how you framed it. Food is a lot of things to a lot of people.
Mhm.
In many ways it's still food. Food is fuel, food is nourishment. But in a lot of ways as well, food can be something different to anybody who encounters it. It can be something that, like you said, we needed it.
Yeah.
Or it could be something that it could be transformative. It could be like I was telling because I host a lot of guest chefs, and I used to host a lot of guest chefs in the restaurant. And he was one of them, and I go, not everybody does it for the same reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your reason was powerful because you wanted to protect your Lola's legacy,
Yeah.
and that was way better than anybody who approached me and said, "Hey, may I do a pop up in your restaurant?" And the first question I asked, "Why?" And that's the first time I heard this.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to protect my grandmother's legacy.
Ah,
Because previous to you-
talk kita.
The last guest chef previous to you, I asked him, why you want to do this? You're too young to have a restaurant. Oh, I just want to impress a couple of girls. They didn't show up. The girls didn't show up.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. You know, I mean, I mentioned that, you know, I'm the son of a potato farmer. We didn't have many meals growing up where we didn't have potatoes. But that, you know, people do different things for different reasons. That wasn't because potatoes were all of our favorite food.
Yeah.
That wasn't because they weren't even my dad's potatoes that we were eating, you know, usually on the plate. But I looked at it, you know, as I think my dad viewed it as we're doing this to support my peers in my industry that I'm working in. You know, this is important that we consume the product that all of my, you know, my brothers in the fields were working to produce. So I think that's another reason, you know, I mean, yeah.
Also, speaking of potatoes, can I just say that the dish that I had at the Toasted Frog, wasabi mashed potatoes, I would say is the best mashed potato I've had in my life.
Yo,
As in,
that sounds nice.
silky, also a bit, what do you call this? Painful to the nose because you can taste the wasabi. But at the same time, I just feel like there's so much care.
That's an interesting combo.
We haven't changed that in 20 years that we've been open. So Scott Franz, our original chef, who now owns Ellie's Ivy down the street from us.
Also an excellent restaurant.
Yep, absolutely. He came up with that. It's been a side dish option at the Toasted Frog for almost 20 years now. So
20 years. You
Well, that's the sign of a good chef. If the side dishes are excellent,
yeah,
you know, you know.
Yeah.
But it's interesting how I was listening to you and you're like, yeah, potatoes every day, potatoes every day. And then us growing up, we're like, yo, you eat potatoes? You must be rich.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
It's different.
Yes.
yeah.
It's perspective. Like I
Yeah,
remember
for
this
sure.
guy.
Yeah, it is.
He interviewed me. He was like, "So what's your take on exotic food?" What do you mean exotic? It's like, have you eaten things like because he was talking to a foreign. He was like trying to get this person to eat balut.
Balut is fertilized.
Unfertilized. It's fertilized, right?
I will defer to your age and wisdom.
I just eat it. So, no, but what's interesting is what's exotic to somebody could be totally because he was like. So I had to ask him, "What's your definition of exotic?" Because I know a guy from Italy and he loves the maggot cheese.
Yeah,
Is that exotic,
right.
or is durian exotic?
Yeah,
Because I know Malaysians who swear by it,
yeah,
right? Or
Yeah.
is frog exotic? Because it's not to me.
Yeah.
My mom used to cook it for us when we were young.
yeah,
Right? It's
yeah.
it's perspective.
It is. Yeah,
Everybody has a different way of connecting, but that's the point. We're all connected to food. It's just figuring out how we're all connected in a way that makes everything better.
right.
Would you say that food, the act of giving food, the act of cooking food, preparing it for another person, requires you seeing the humanity in them before you even prepare the food?
It's one of the purest acts of love.
Yeah, agreed.
You're taking time, energy, effort to feed somebody. That's an act of love. And that's and that's powerful because then you recognize this person as a human being, like you said. You're not transactional anymore,
Yeah, yes.
right? You're a real human being sharing an experience,
Yeah.
and you're connected.
I mean, especially that hunger is an experience also. Hunger is a universal experience. An experience that you won't wish to other people.
Everybody needs to be hungry at least once in their lives. You gotta understand how that feels,
Okay.
or else you won't appreciate it. You gotta go through a part of your life where you really are hungry, because that drives you and that gives you perspective on everything.
Yeah.
Hopefully not for long.
Well, if you need to lose weight, maybe.
Okay. Mga ka-flavors, nakita nyo kung gaano ka intense ang discussion natin. Napapa-English na ako. Yung baon ko pong English pang 30 minutes lang. Naka 30 minutes na po tayo. So i-imbak muli tayo ng English. Magbabalik po muli ang Pinoy Flavors with Chef Jayson after these announcements.
May dalawang mukha ang gutom na matagal nang kinahaharap ng bansa. Ang gutom ng magsasakang buong araw nagtatanim pero kapos pa rin ang kita. Ang gutom ng pamilyang walang maihain. Ang ugat ng problema, maraming dinadaan ng mga middlemen ang mga ani. Nagmamahal ang pagkain pero lumiliit ang kita ng mga magsasaka habang nahihirapang makabili ang mga pamilya. Ito ang binago ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr.
Ang presidente natin napakalinaw ng instruction sa amin noon, huwag kami bibili sa mga malalaking kumpanya. Unahin ang mga farmers co-op. Lahat ng mga benepisyaryo ng walang gutom, Sa farmers co-op rin tayo humahango. So sir, yung farm niya, doon na kami bumibili.
Noong nakaraang linggo, dinayo ng Pangulo ang South Cotabato. Kanyang ininspeksyon ang pagsasanib puwersa ng Department of Agriculture at Department of Social Welfare and Development para tiyaking mula bukid ay diretso na ang ani sa DSWD.
Na-conceptualize ng ating Pangulo, mabawasan yung layers, lumaki ang kita for both the farmers and mas baba din ang gastos for the consumers.
Pinakinggan din ng Pangulo ang mga pamilya.
Ngayon, mas makakain na talaga kami ng 3 beses sa isang araw. Kanin na.
May ulam na sir, may protein na tayo eh.
Ganito, hindi na kayo nag-aalala na lalo na kayo, ang dami ninyong pinapakain.
Para sa Pangulo, ang food security ay hindi lang programa, kundi pangako na ang tulong ay pangmatagalan.
Ang tawag namin, hindi na farm to market. Ang tawag namin dito, farm to table. Dahil tuloy-tuloy mula sa mga farmer, dire-diretso na sa kanilang hapagkainan.
Sa buong bansa, tuloy-tuloy ang trabaho. Isa-isang inaayos ang mga bagay na magpapagaan sa buhay ng mga Pilipino. Tulad ng sama-samang pagkilos ng pamahalaan para sa siguradong pagkain sa bawat hapagkainan.
Handa ka na ba sa isang buong araw na impormasyon at inspirasyon? Dito sa DWAN 1206 AM, tuloy-tuloy ang aksyon. May balitang dapat mong malaman, serbisyong dapat mong maranasan, at musikang siguradong magpapasaya sa'yo. News.
Metro Manila. Tignan na ahead of time.
Check. Public affairs.
Yung inflow tapos outflow.
Isa sa main
Check. Talk shows.
for hobby ganoon.
Challenging.
Check. Weekend classics at party mixes. Check na check. Isang istasyon. Kumpletong programa. DWAN 1206 AM.
Ayan, nagbabalik po tayo habang nagkwentuhan si Chef Jonas tsaka si John for today. Pipigayin na natin si Jonathan dahil marami tayong matututunan actually with the way North Dakota and in general Midwest structures its hospitality. John, can you talk more about the concept of, is there a concept of Midwest hospitality?
I don't know if it's a concept or a feeling, you know, but I think it's the reason why I'm in the restaurant industry and entered the restaurant industry. I remember early on in my restaurant career, I started as a server, and and I was a server, and I remember early on when I started working at a fine dining restaurant in Grand Forks for one of my mentors. Just the whole notion of seeing all these different groups of people coming together to break bread. So people having horrible days that would come in after work, and you could turn their day around like that with good food and really good service and making them feel welcome. Seeing celebrations and all these things, I was like, okay, this is special. So, you know, but I think, I mean, like, that's how I felt here with you, you know? So, like, I don't think that's...
Cue the music.
Yeah, we're done.
Thank you po. Nagawa na po natin.
I think the Midwest hospitality thing is just, you know, it revolves around food, though. You know, that whole notion of just, there's not, we talked about an expression of love. There's maybe nothing more welcoming than welcoming someone into your home and feeding them. And so that's just something that wherever you go, I think in the Midwest, that's really, really important. It's always a lot.
But
of
mostly
food.
in the toasted frog.
It's, well, we try to emulate that, you know.
I mean, after 15 minutes, I've had orders of 3 drinks because of their hospitality.
Well, we want you happy.
But yeah, I mean, I agree with the feeling part, and I don't know, Chef Jonas, if you will agree with me, but to me, Filipino cuisine isn't a flavor; it's a feeling.
Yeah,
it's that feeling of, it's that warmth that you feel because someone made space specially for you.
Yeah.
And that's why we say eat your feelings.
Yeah.
Speaking of eating your feelings, like, what are 3 dish recommendations you have for John that he has to try before leaving the Philippines?
In Jollibee?
Oh, but we planned.
Oh, you got it. Is there Jollibee there? In
Grand
Mexico?
Forks, no.
It's
The closest, I think, is Winnipeg.
Oh yeah.
No, because you talk about feeling, right? And this was the thing that I kept telling my staff is like, when you serve people, you don't treat them as your customers, right?
Yeah.
You treat them as our guests, and this is our home.
Yes.
And you're welcoming them to our home, and you're
Yes.
treating them like house guests, and you make sure they're so taken care of. And they go, why? And I go, because people remember more than anything how they felt when they were at your establishment.
For sure.
Yeah.
They will forget a lot of the details of their favorite restaurant experience.
Even your food.
But
Yeah.
what they will remember that they felt taken care of, they felt warmth, they felt welcome, and that's what they go back to. That's why you never forget their first Jollibee because it was fun.
Yeah.
You never forget their first Antonio's. It was magical, right? Your favorite experiences, it's about the feeling. It's not about
Yeah.
the details.
Yes.
So yeah, you are right. It is a feeling.
Yeah.
And you are right. The Midwest hospitality, just like any hospitality, it's about how you were made to feel.
But you know, I've been to several restaurants where the food was incredible,
Yeah.
but I did not feel hospitality. I didn't experience great service. I didn't feel welcome. And I don't have any desire to go back and eat that food again. Even though the food was
that makes
incredible,
sense.
you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
So, and conversely, I've been to
Mid.
a bit mid or even worse than mid food at places that I've met incredible people
Yeah.
that I want to go back and
Yeah.
interact with that person again and that staff again and have that atmosphere, you know, surrounding me.
Well,
There's something about the restaurant as a microcosm of whatever, and it feels. No, it just. You're right. You watch the world through a restaurant. You
Yeah.
see people come in and you see them, their lives play out in front of you.
Yeah.
Right? And then you become slightly part of it. And that's what I tell our staff. You're like, look, profit is profit.
Yeah.
But if you can be part of somebody's special occasion, if you were part of that
Yes.
person who, you know, you know, they finally got together, or
Yeah.
this guy finally got divorced, or whatever, whatever they're celebrating or whatever they're
Yeah.
commemorating. But if you're part of it, then you're part of their story, dude.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yep.
And that's why I can't do this all day.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
We had a couple that got engaged at the Toasted Frog the first year we were open, right? And they've been back on their anniversary
Exactly.
every year
Yes.
without fail since, right? That's pretty cool. You know, we're like you said, we're a part of their story.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Trainings is very strong in death anniversary. So like, I mean, commemorating loved ones.
That's a part of
That's
some-
true.
Yeah.
And I feel happy every time people are there to commemorate their loved ones, because I feel like I'm doing the right thing with keeping, as you said, keeping my grandmother's legacy. And I've mentioned it to you before, John, like when my grandmother died, there was no written recipe whatsoever. And so I was very afraid of food becoming lost, or like it's not going to be appreciated in the way that us grandkids are appreciating it. So the restaurant was actually a response to that need to document.
Yeah. And I mean, grief is an expression of love. We wouldn't grieve if we didn't love someone.
Wow.
So if you're a part of someone's grief, then you're a part of that expression of love. Right?
Kinilabutan ako very slightly. The hair My hair.
You have hair.
Yes.
You have hair.
Yes, but yes, grief is also a very powerful emotion.
But you know what you told me when I first met you and I asked you what the concept of trainings was?
Can I QA that first? No joke. Go.
Do, do you remember though?
No.
You told me this restaurant is a love letter to my grandma. That's it. And I said, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I wish she could read it, but like, that's how everything started out for me. Both of you know that before doing the restaurant business, I've never even worked at a restaurant. I've never sold my food except for the 2 times that we fundraised for my friend's dad and then my grandmother. So I kind of felt like a blind guy doing it in the first year with a very strong core, which is to not forget.
Sure.
And now you're good at it.
And now, sometimes I forget.
It's okay.
My schedule, my...
So do I.
No, pero, mga ka-flavors, I think yung pinaka nakikita natin sa discussion na to ngayon is, 1, food is emotion.
Yeah.
Food can create emotion, both positive and negative. But at the same time, food can hold the memories of people you love on a plate. What do you think, Jonas?
Restaurateurs are the best storytellers. And we tell our story through experiences because it's multisensory. It's not just visual. It's not auditory. You have to sense the food in order for it to be effective. That's why it's such an effective storytelling platform. And this is your way of expressing your Lola's story. Right? It's your way of expressing your story and bringing the community together and showing what values are important to you. So, yeah, food is a feeling. But that just shows you how, back to when you started this discussion, how food connects everything and everybody. Food connects us all. And if we can build communities around this notion, then we have something. Then we can move. Then we can move because it's there's too many problems to discuss. But we can move a lot if we do things as a community.
John, you talked about that feeling of seeing Red Cross and knowing that you won't be hungry for the day. And then we also talked about like how good we felt with restaurants that have given us like superb hospitality during times of disaster, like times of crises. How is hospitality different from charity? Or like, are the things that we do for our community acts of hospitality or acts of charity? Choose one. 200 words. Sorry, boss.
It's funny because I've never kind of saw what we do as charity. I've never seen it as charity. I don't know about you, but at the end of the day, I think it did more for me than it did. Like it helped me more. Like that was therapy because I know we were going through a lot of anxiety around that time. But yeah, it did wait. And it's not just me. The people we were working with, you saw their faces, right? And you saw how tired they are, but how happy they were. And for them to be working with their hands, which they don't do, right? And so that's why I'll never see it as charity. Because it's.
I also feel like, coming at this from a community-based approach, and if I think back to like the pandemic response and how restaurants acted during that time and acted together, I mean, I felt a sense of responsibility.
Yes.
And that, because that's something that we can do to help the community. There are things that I cannot do that others are going to be able to do for me, right? There are, like our flood that we had, like I can't reconstruct a building. I don't have that skill set. That's not my company. I can feed the people that are doing that. So when you're thinking about this from a community aspect and everybody using the resources that they have to make sure that everybody is propped up, this is what I can provide. We can provide food. We have the systems to do that. So I felt a sense of responsibility to do what I could.
And well, to be honest, we've seen that in the initiative. We've had grandmothers bring their grandkids to volunteer. We've had a grandmother who was diagnosed. I don't know what stage it was, but like they wanted to dedicate, like they said they wanted to dedicate that part of their life to a worthwhile endeavor. So to me, in times, my personal belief, agree with Jonas, it's not charity. You're not coming from a position of more giving to people. It's you giving a part of yourself so that others can be as complete as you, or not as incomplete as other people as well. Wow. I mean, like, I've never looked at food in a very deep conversation such as this. I like the feeling of making people happy. I like the feeling of making people believe in Filipino food. But to have that responsibility to understand that responsibility of this person is alive literally partially because of you and your food. This person is happy partially because of your food. It's a heavy thing to actually grasp. Right, Jonas?
And food connected it.
Yeah.
It's all about food connected.
Yeah.
It will always go back to that.
What do you think, based on your 2 days here, like, what do you think, are there things that you've learned with Filipino hospitality and vice versa? Are there things that you think Filipinos can learn about Midwest hospitality as well? Not a comparison, but like, let's get the best out of the Midwest and then implement it in our restaurants.
What can we learn?
Yeah.
What can we learn from you guys?
That's a hard question. I think one thing that we clearly, in my short time here, both do really well, the Midwest, is a lot of food. Just continuing to eat and
throw everything and hope one sticks.
No, but just it's good, right? I mean, I've tried a lot of different things in a short amount of time. I don't know. I don't know if there's any. I mean, every time that I eat somewhere new, I take things away. I mean, whether that's flavor profiles, whether that's how it was served to me, whether that's something as basic as portion size, something like that. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to take it all in for 5 days and debrief a little bit. But I don't know, man. I don't know if there's anything that you can necessarily learn from. It would probably be the same experience for when you were in North Dakota or if you came. That
You know what I did notice is what you mentioned. His servers were engaging. A lot of people here, they're afraid to engage.
Yeah.
They're afraid to say, "Hi, how can I help you today?"
Yeah, we talked about that. That is one interesting thing, like with beverage service, for example. That's it's not uncommon, like where I'm from, for you to be served your beverages before a menu is handed to you, right? So you have time to, we're gonna sit back, we're gonna maybe do a cheers with the table and relax here. So yeah, that's an important part. I mean, we've said for years that people don't come to our restaurant to see my business partner and I. I mean, except for maybe my parents. They come to see the servers and they ask for certain servers. Jesse, what night are you working? Because I want to come in that night and I want to sit in your section and be waited on by you. So my first restaurant, the fine dining restaurant that I worked at, my first serving job, we had business cards that when we handed a check, your server, I put my business card in so that if they liked the way that I served them, next time they came back, they would ask for me. Or when they called to make a reservation, they would say,
"Interesting.
I want to sit in John's section." So, the importance of that's the front lines of the guest interaction, right? So we put a high value on that for sure.
That's interesting, huh?
Wild. I mean, because I'm a cheapo. Like, I will compute everything before I order. But at his restaurant or even in North Dakota in general, I'm like, okay, second drink, third drink. I like the feeling.
You don't seem like that in my restaurant. Like, yo, I want this, this, and this.
No, but what I get from your restaurant are your noodles. And I've been telling John, like, if James and daughters were...
Yeah, it's an excuse.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just thought of a question. We talked about the heaviness of the responsibility, but at the same time, us being in the center of it all, I'd say that we also need to protect ourselves emotionally, mentally, especially like at a point of breakdown, high stress, high crisis situations. Based on your experience and your knowledge, are there stuff that you can share so that fellow chefs, restaurateurs, people who are doubting their place in the industry or like are just burnt out?
I know about you, but I'm horrible with boundaries. Horrible. But that's another topic.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, you're right. We do need to protect ourselves. We do
Yeah.
need, especially our sanity.
Yeah.
And what I noticed because I was talking to a lot of people during pandemic, we hosted this thing called Monday drinking sessions. Because there's nothing to do anyway. So every
Yeah.
Monday we'd invite our regulars, community, let's hang out at the restaurant, bring whatever you want, and just discuss. And we
Yeah.
just talked about our lives, talked about how to get out of this, different solutions, different tactics of getting by. And we became a community. Like to see, like, for example, this young lady who got fired from her BPO job. And she, out of desperation, she started baking like ensamadas, cheese, whatever. And then in the restaurant during one of the drinking sessions, she met one of the children of Mary Grace, and he was teaching her a lot of tips on how to start her pastry business. And that to me was extremely powerful, right? You see how it brings everybody together, right? And I actually don't remember what my actual point is, but
No.
I'm very ADD as well. But yeah, we need this. But one, and I guess I recognize now, a lot of people during the pandemic were dealing with a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
And especially people in our age group.
Yeah.
You know, young,
Your
early
age
20s, early.
Yeah. Your age group.
We're starting to see a lot of cognitive dissonance. And it's really messing us up.
Yeah.
Like you try to do the right thing. And then, but it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's these MFers who are, corrupt, who are making bank, and you're closing a restaurant.
I know.
Because you can't pay your staff.
Right.
And you're trying to do the right thing, but there's a lot of stuff that's messing us up.
Yeah.
And it's causing a lot of anxiety. The cognitive
Yes.
dissonance is causing a lot of anxiety.
just the level of anxiety, looking at your sales, thinking about where the next paycheck for your employees. It's also a different kind of responsibility to know that people bet both their dreams and lives on you and with you. So
Yeah.
Daily burden.
I feel all of that. I'm halfway around the world from where I live. This morning we were talking about it's nighttime back home.
Yes.
So this morning while we're meeting, I'm checking sales from my phone in real time as things are going. Like, this is the life we chose. I think also, though, that's really important in terms of what I would say to restaurateurs and chefs is that I've found that it's really, really, this is a hard profession.
It's not for everybody.
It's when the restaurant's busy, and even sometimes when it's not, you're working 8 hours fast, hard, nonstop with no breaks. You have to try to find opportunities to inject fun into what you're doing. It's really, really important. So like with our staff, as the owners of a restaurant, you get to mess around with dishes and recipes and things like that all the time if you want to, right? We felt it's important to let our staff do that too. Like when you're at work, hey, you want to try to create something? Create something. Do that. Celebrate wins and little things, right? We don't take enough time to just sort of step back and say, okay, I just worked really, really hard. let's all celebrate that together. I want to do something for you all, or we're going to do something together as a team, and we're going to have fun. So I think it's hard because you get caught up in the moment. You realize, oh, a month went by, and so you have to make a conscious effort to try to say like, hey, this week hasn't been very fun. Let's do something fun tonight.
But it goes into it's not a lot of establishments have compassion and empathy in the workplace, right? And it's something we hope to change. Like, for example, in the restaurant, the first thing I tell the staff is like, yo, work is a safe space. Whatever you're going through outside, leave it outside the door. When you're here, you're safe. You know that when you come to work, nobody's judging you. You're just, it's on merit. You do your job, that's it. Nobody cares what's going on. Nobody cares what you look like. Right? And I want you to know that whatever's going on outside, you have, when you're here, we're family. You're safe. You know, we'll take care of you. And we take care of each other. That's all you can do. But that's I don't know if that's unique to restaurants, but it is powerful when you, I've never worked in a restaurant that didn't feel like family.
I think it's more apparent in this industry because of the fact that you go through hard times together too.
And the amount of time you spend in close quarters together.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, it's not uncommon to spend more time with your coworkers than your family in this industry in a given week, right?
Yes.
And they become your family. They become your family as well.
They do.
I mean, my biggest takeaway in this part of the discussion is you can't talk about hospitality for other people or like food dignity and equity for the vulnerable if you can't protect your own work family or family in general.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you believe we only have 2 minutes for this show?
That's an entire relationship.
So
got time for 5 more questions.
5 more questions. But like, if there's if you want to invite people to your next gigs, your new restaurant in how many months?
I think sometime in March.
Oh my gosh, March. So we're opening
Sabay?
We're doing March also for the second restaurant.
We'll go to each other's whatever. Like, I'll,
Yes, okay, so invite them. You have a pop-up. And then John, whatever lesson or I mean, obviously you can invite the Filipino community in North Dakota.
Come to North Dakota.
Hey, I have a MAGA hat. Somebody gave me a MAGA hat. I'll wear it when I go there. No, sorry. I would.
The views of the guest do not reflect the views of the host and the network.
He thought I would. He thought. Hey, I said, hey, nice red hat. You can have it.
Sorry, you can't. You're unlikely to come to North Dakota, but with technology and today, feel free to reach out to us through social media, whatever. I'd love to connect with anybody. So.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I hope you guys can make it. I have a pop-up in University Hotel in UP Diliman nearby. So we're taking over. I'm taking over part of the hotel and just doing a simple dinner. And it's just to highlight the produce from Benguet, my friend's charcuterie, the sustainable fish from Zamboanga that this company
You're having
work
it tomorrow.
Excellent.
Which one? Tindagat?
Yeah.
Nice. So they're fishing they work with fishing communities and they pay them way higher than market standards as long as they do it sustainably. Really cool. And then you can trace the provenance and origins of each piece of fish you get.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And who caught it.
So nice. So nice.
Okay. So, ito naman po, natapos na naman po mga ka-flavors ang isang episode ng Pinoy Flavors with Chef Jayson. Chef Jonas, maraming salamat for coming out of your hiatus and your cave
and going all the way to Diliman.
Yes.
No, but I hope you can make it Monday or Tuesday.
Yes.
It would
Definitely. I'm going, I think 27.
Yeah.
And John, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity for me. Thank you for guesting today, and I've been learning a lot just by talking to John. In fact, like
wasabi potato.
Yes, wasabi potatoes. And they have cinnamon ice cream. Pear pie with cinnamon ice cream. We talked about meals that have shaped us. I would say that some of the best meals, in fact, the best meal I've had in America was from your restaurant, the fried pickles. I only realized I like fried pickles after. With Havarti cheese. So, ayan mga ka-flavors. Habang nagugutom kami, eto na no. Magpapaalam na po kami. Ito po ang Pinoy Flavors with Chef Jayson. Kasama ko today si Chef Jonas Nang from James and Daughters. And Jonathan Holt from the Toasted Frog in Grand Forks, North Dakota. First time natin ever magkaroon ng, I think, foreigner na guest at nairaos natin. At iraraos natin next week ulit mga ka-flavors dito lang sa Pinoy Flavors with Chef Jayson.